Hey, this is Jeff and I'm here at B&B Antiques in Cartersville, Georgia on today's cast iron hunt. And they got some pretty neat pieces up here. I have my cane today because I have a broken foot, but it'll work as a good pointer. A couple of pieces that caught my eye though are these pieces. These stew pots, these 2-quart stew pots. Here's one and they're only asking for $18 for that. It kind of looks like the bottom of a Birmingham stove and range. I'm not quite sure though. And here's another one that looks a little bit older. They're only asking $14 for this. And that kind of looks like the bottom of a Birmingham stove and range as well. So that one and this one. Definitely the same maker on those if you take a look at the handle. And so I can't wait to get home to compare the handle to see just what it might be. But they're both in, I would say, equally good shape. I just think that one may be a little bit older than the other one. One has the Made in USA on the back and the other doesn't. And so to me, the one that has the Made in the USA on it is probably the newer one. So I'm going to kind of inspect these and pick one out. One's $18, one's $14. Can't beat it. One of the reasons that it's important to know your handles and to know just some of the other characteristics of a skillet is that when you come across a skillet like this that's got a lot of gunk on it, you know what it is. I know just from knowing cast iron that this is a Birmingham stove and range, and so that's a really nice skillet, really nice and smooth, and without seeing the number I can tell that it's a number 3. They're asking $10 for this, so I've got another Birmingham stove and range number 3 skillet at home, but at $10 you can't beat that. So it's good and flat. I'll test it for flatness, but it's got the ring in it. That's how you kind of test for cracks. If it's cracked, it doesn't ring as well. Good skillet, $10, and that's what I love about this place is all their cast iron is reasonably priced. This is a really funky skillet. I've never seen this handle before. That's really neat, if you can see that. Look at that handle. Real neat skillet. It's got a gate mark on it, so that is indicative of the skillet being made sometime before 1900. Neat handle. Never seen that. Wouldn't have a clue as to what that was. They're asking $30 for this. I don't think I'd buy it, but it's just neat to look at. One of the mistakes that I used to make when I started to collect cast iron is I would only collect Griswold. Now, there's a lot of other great types of skillets. This is a Wagnerware number 8, and you can see it's perfectly smooth. It's in excellent condition. It's not warped at all. There's no pitting whatsoever, so that would clean up beautifully. They're asking $36 for this, and that is a great user. So when you go out to collect, don't be a Griswold snob and just collect things like that. Wagnerware is great. Brands like Volrath are great. Favorite Piqua are great. There's a lot of great brands in it, and I also buy a lot of Modern Lodge. So don't be a cast iron snob. Buy what you will use. Okay, after looking at this, I'm not so sure that this is a Birmingham stove and range or not. I'm going to have to investigate this handle. I'm wondering if the handle on this was just made a little bit different just because of what it is, but I've compared it to some of the other BSRs that they have in the store, and it is a little bit different, so we're going to have to, the jury's going to have to be out on that as far as what it is. But before I buy it, you always want to test your piece for warping before you buy it. A lot of times if a piece has a heat ring, it can still be warped and sit flat, so you always want to take a card or maybe a 6-inch plastic ruler, hold it against the surface, outside and inside, and make sure that it's flat. So you can see here, it's good and flat, there's no light coming under that. Nice and flat, and on the inside it's nice and flat too. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. 2-quart sauce pot, first one. Okay, I got the 2-quart sauce pot for $10. Now it's 25% off. So now we're going to go over here to this antique gallery across the street. What I love about this place is that he doesn't care about how they're priced. He just prices them all low. So let's see what he has. This dealer keeps a lot of his skillets on this wall here. I remember one time I was here last summer and he had some Griswold skillets on the wall and they were so reasonably priced. I think I bought all of them, but nothing really spectacular on this wall. Here's a Wagner, a number 7 Birmingham stove and range. This is more of a Modern Lodge. I'm not sure what this one is down here, but the piece that I'm interested in on this wall is this right here. This is a Birmingham stove and range Red Mountain Series skillet. Now, this is a Birmingham Stove and Range. It's a little bit later, but this Red Mountain, the metal's a little bit different. It's a little bit smoother, and on top of that, he only wants $9 for it. So I think I might pick that up. Really nice, really nice. I don't really need another number 5, but who cares? Okay, as I said before, we always want to test for flatness on a skillet, and so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take our handy dandy giant eagle card and hold it to the surface, and you can see there's no warp whatsoever. It's a perfectly flat skillet. Going to test the inside, and there's no warp whatsoever. Now, when you look at this, it looks kind of funky on the inside, but I can tell just from having experience in cleaning cast iron that that's going to clean up beautifully. It's going to be perfectly smooth. It's going to be a great user and a great collector's item, but kind of the way you know that this is a Red Mountain Series and not one of the later, maybe Century Series skillets are this. If you look on the back of this, this skillet has the Made in the USA, and then it has the numbering like that. The Red Mountain Series doesn't have that. It usually just has a number. And you can tell the heat ring is a little bit different as well, but that's the major difference. The handles are still pretty much the same, but when collecting Birmingham Stove and Range, they're all good, but the Red Mountain Series is really what you want. Okay, we're at the Smart Shop Antique Mall and Flea Market. Let's go in and see what we can find. This is in Rome, Georgia, and I got a tip from somebody in Cartersville that this was a good spot. So let's check it out. Always like to see that. Okay, everything in this booth is 40% off. Here's a Griswold large block logo, number 8. We got it marked for $60, 40% off. You bet I'm taking that. Very smooth. We're going to test it for flatness, but this will be a beautiful skillet, great user, great collector's item. So this is why you need to know your values on a skillet. This skillet's a Wagnerware number 8, and they're pricing it at $59. Now, it's 40% off, and while it's a nice skillet, it's definitely not worth as much as this number 8, which they're also selling for $59 at 40% off. So, which one would you buy? I'm going to go for the Griswold today. Although this Wagner's great, definitely going for the Griswold. Okay, before I purchase this Griswold, I'm going to do a flatness test. I'm going to take my card and hold it in the bottom of the skillet, and there should be no light coming through on either side of that card. You can see this is perfectly flat. That's going to be a really, really nice skillet once it cleans up, but it is like glass. It's got a little bit of gunk in the bottom. That's okay, we know how to deal with that, but I test the back, and you can see that is perfectly flat. So, alright, I ended up getting this skillet for $38. Now, for a number 8 large block EPU Griswold, some of you might think that's expensive, but hey, you know what? I came right to it and found it. I didn't have to look a million places for it, so it was worth it. You know, some of you guys, you want to go to 100 stores and get a skillet for $20, but don't forget that the hunt costs money too. So, great find, great day for hunting CI. We'll see ya.